I'm Maria. I am originally from Honduras. I came to Canada 4 years ago to study at UNB, and I actually came in first to the arts. Then I got into forestry, and then from forestry, I ended up in environmental management with a minor in business, and graduated last year, and then through the summers had summer jobs in conservation, working with kids as well in a daycare, a little bit all over the place. And I have Palo Verde Designs, which is a clothing shop. Palo Verde, I started it last 2 years ago, 2020, and it's been incredible, the support that I've been getting in Fredericton. Everyone supports local and small businesses, so it's been great. And I'm currently working on a revamp of my store for this spring. I used to emphasize that it was a sustainable clothing shop, but then when I was really looking into what other sustainable clothing shops were doing, there's really no sustainable, and sustainable is different for everyone, the meaning. So you can't be 100% sustainable. And even though I'm getting my fabrics from upcycled materials, it's still not sustainable because they're polyester and there's microplastics in them, right? But I do care for the planet, so I try to reduce waste and trying to be mindful of the fabrics that I'm using. So everything, I've always been into fashion, I guess, and I actually wanted to study fashion design first, and I applied to universities in the States and Europe, and I did get in, but going into a career in the arts is sometimes really scary, because then you wonder, like, what am I going to do when I graduate? So it was a little bit scary, especially because I was also going abroad. So I thought, okay, what is something that I still like, and that it's going to be harder to learn on my own? And it ended up being environmental management. And so I, because of my passion for fashion, but also about the environment, that's where I wanted to, I love what I studied, and I worked some summer positions in my field, but I enjoyed it, but I knew that I was missing the art, and I really wanted that creative part. So I decided to go. And I also had the basics of sewing. I did learn the basics back home when I just graduated from high school. So I was like, okay, I can do it. I know the basics, so I can learn more stuff on my own through YouTube videos. And then that's how it all happened, just starting my own clothing shop. When I started it, I was still in school, so I had even less time to work on it. And but then when the pandemic hit, and I was in the summer break, that's when I really got into it, and I started producing. When I had products and I started to sell them and promote them, I realized that because we couldn't attend that many, like the night market wasn't up anymore, and it was harder for you to go to sell your products in person. I started doing it through Instagram at first, and there were a lot of people, because everyone was inside, and most of the time they were like on their cell phones. I guess that was one of the, I'm not sure. But I guess that had an influence on having so many people reach out to me or see Palo Verde on Instagram. And all those little features ended up helping me raise brand awareness. I guess it's still not a lot of people know about Palo Verde, but in Fredericton, I guess I started reaching out to more people just because of Instagram. I'm going to say that reading and sometimes watching other artists, not necessarily in fashion, but it can be like acrylics or graphic design, music even. Music, I music is like one of my main streams for me to get inspiration, actually. But yeah, just watching other artists, sometimes it's almost like something that's up in the air and you just can feel it. And I get inspiration from I guess feelings of when I'm appreciating someone else's art. I should also say it comes from nature as well. Yeah, I would say that if you dream it, you can achieve it. It's gonna take a lot of work, but if you have it in the back of your mind, or if you thought about it and it keeps coming to your head, you should definitely sit yourself down. I think one of the most important things is visualizing, having a clear vision of what you want. And so writing it down with details. And then reminding yourself every day, where is it that you want to, like, what's your end goal? Or where is it that you want to be? That's a good way to motivate yourself every day, because not every day you're not going to be motivated every day. There's some days where I'm like, yeah, I don't want to think about making something or selling stuff. But having the mindset of where you want to be and having that clear goal of where you want to end up, that's what drives you. And so for anyone who wants to start a business, I would say just do it. If you have the skills, yeah. Or if you don't have it, you can develop them. With the internet, there's nothing you can't learn. The internet for sure. YouTube videos. Watching DIY videos on YouTube, that was my main thing. But then I think that you also need a network. So I had a lot of amazing people in my life that helped me grow Palo Verde. So helping me out with, I needed a sewing machine, and I was saving up for a sewing machine. And then I had a friend who knew someone who could sell it for cheap, and for cheaper, because it was like a secondhand sewing machine, and or materials. My friend also, I had another friend who also knew someone who had like secondhand or scrap fabrics that I could use. And so for tools, I would say the internet, watching other people. You can watch other people who already did what you want to do, and that also teaches you how to do it. But also like expanding your network. And if you don't have a network, really just putting yourself out there and meeting new people and asking people like, how did you do it? Yeah. Hey, I'm Maria, and I'm the person behind Palo Verde Designs. You can find me on Instagram as Palo Verde Designs, and stay tuned for a spring collection and a website.